one of the main objections which I've heard to the charismatic movement is that for many people it seems very unsafe. I'd also say this: God is very unsafe. I love that image that C.S. Lewis has of God, as he describes Aslan, of the untamed lion. And that we don't worship a tamed lion, we worship the untamed lion, which is the lion of the tribe of Judah, who's filled with the Spirit. And so the God calls us into our discomfort zones, calls us to be uncomfortable, but there's also the perception of lack of safety, and then there's the reality of things that are unsafe. Now, it's also why the authentic spirit is always subject and obedient to the church. And so there's an obedience that this is a form of worship, and there's also an obedience. That's why the gifts working together are found obedient to the apostles, and that's why even St. Paul in the New Testament, I believe it is, who criticizes I forget her name, but he says, beware of this self-styled prophetess. Right? Yeah. That's where St. Paul warns people of this person who's gone off on their own is now giving delusions and prophecies which are not the authentic spirit. So that you can have people who go off and create a very unsafe thing when they go off with their own delusions. But usually one of the marks how you know that is this person being obedient to the bishop? Are they being obedient to the teachings of the church? Are they being obedient to their local pastor? And that's why the authentic spirit that I've experienced in the charismatic movement, I've experienced this, is that there's always a profound obedience to even when they don't always like it, but there's an obedience. Like God says, we find in the Old Testament, I desire obedience, not your sacrifice. I found that most of the people who are involved in the charismatic movement desired greatly to be obedient and to place the gifts that they're experiencing on a personal level in obedience and in service to the church, because service and obedience go hand in hand. Yeah, we can't have authentic gifts of the Spirit if they're not subservient and in service to the larger needs of the church.